And so I completely disregarded the use of these. But now you might be watching this video and you might be like, hey, why'd you lie to us?
What's up, guys? Welcome to day 3. This is the pull workout that we've all been waiting for, that I've been waiting for to upload. It is the one with the most amount of modifications needed in order to continue pushing and stimulating all the muscles that we're asking of in this workout. So to start off, I will post the exact workout right here. And you guys can take a look at it, starting from the powerlifting parameters all the way up until your bodybuilding parameters. I need to make clear, and I'm not sure I mentioned this in the past when I was talking about this program, it is a 12-week program, and every week the exercises change slightly, meaning that from week to week, not only does my intensity, weight change or increase, but also some of the exercises change. So you'll see in this week that I only do one bicep movement, which is at the end of the workout. I believe it was rope hammer curls. Next week, it'll be different. I might do 3 different bicep exercises. And so trust the process. It just so happens to be that the one I recorded this week only had one bicep workout at the tail end. I just don't want you to get confused and think that that's the only thing I'm doing, especially coming off of a bicep tendon injury. If you do want the entire program, all 12 weeks, including every change that is made throughout the weeks, shoot me a comment, leave me your email or something, I'll send it over to you. It's a PDF form and it's nice and easy, and you guys can go ahead and follow that to a T. That being said, let's jump right into it. Check to see the aesthetics there. What do y'all think? I measured my bicep left and right, and there's about a 0.5 inch difference between the left and the right at the peak. And so, not too concerned about the size, but a lot of you guys are asking me if it's back to normal, and it still isn't. You can tell just from that. Holding the flex pretty well, doesn't get fatigued. There are still days where it kind of doesn't hold, it doesn't take right away, but it's usually following days of boxing, following days of direct bicep work, or when the muscle is fatigued, which is completely normal, as opposed to this guy just on command, you know. It's a good listener, this one not so much. All right, so just like the last workout, I jump into my heavy single. Did not show the warm-up. I think that's a little boring for you guys, and especially now my warm-ups are a lot longer than they were prior, which is a good thing, I guess, but I just don't want to waste 20 minutes 25 minutes of your guys' time showing myself using therabands, cables on the bike, etc. So let's just jump straight into the heavy single, the deadlift.
All right, we're going for a single at 88.5% of my 1 rep max, which so happens to be 4 blues. Easy.
All right, so not bad for a heavy single at 4 plates. I don't think I've pulled the last weight that I did prior to injury, about 450, 460 something. Not saying that I don't feel that I'm capable of doing it. I'm just slowly working my way up. So you start with a heavy single, and then you work your way into sets of 5, which is what you'll see me doing next here.
All right, so you might be watching this and you might be thinking, hey, didn't you trash these grips in one of your older videos? And I did. I think it was about week 10 when I just started getting back into pulling movements. I spoke about how Dr. John Petrizzo's foundation to his rehab process was to indirectly stimulate the bicep through compound movements, and using a grip or a strap such as these just negate that entire process. So for those of you who don't know, these things that I have around my wrist basically make it so that your grip isn't the fatiguing factor when pulling the barbell off the ground or pulling down a bar via a pull down, or basically any movement through a pull. And so I completely disregarded the use of these. But now you might be watching this video and you might be like, hey, why'd you lie to us? And I didn't. In that point in time, I had no intention of using these, and I didn't. Not for any of the movements that I was doing during Dr. John Petrizzo's rehab process. If you want to hear more about why I chose not to take it, you can watch the video up here. But basically, I changed my mind when I started doing deadlifts again. My mindset changed when I started doing deadlifts again. And that's because I didn't realize that there was going to be a mental hurdle when returning to the movement that caused the injury. So I was finding that when I was pulling the barbell off the ground, I would hesitate. I would do maybe like a half rep or like a partial movement. I was afraid that my bicep was going to re-rupture anywhere during the movement, even at lighter weights. And so the only thing that got me to overcome that was having these things wrapped around my wrists. It's almost like having training wheels when you're learning how to ride your bike. They're there, they give you that false sense of confidence, allowing you to feel that you can do the task, and they're there to help you if anything were to fail. And so that's where we are. We started deadlifting again, but we have training wheels on. And if that's something that might help you get through the mental hurdle of re-rupture, then all the power to you. I just don't want you all to think that I'm being a hypocrite saying that these things aren't of any use, and then you see me using them during my deadlifts. I still don't use it for any of the other pull movements. I don't have that mental hurdle. So for those of you who haven't been following since my first video, this is the movement that ruptured my bicep, this specific lift, the barbell deadlift. And so it was very hard for me to get back into it. Even to this day, when I'm lifting heavy for like my heavy singles, I still have that like nagging voice in the back of my head saying, watch out, you don't want to go through this again. But slowly breaking that down day by day, and these are helping out a lot.
All right, so the first exercise when you transition into your bodybuilding parameters after those powerlifting deadlifts is a cable row. And you can see the way that I row the wide grip bar, the way that my hands are placed, and the way that my elbows are flared. I'm trying to incorporate my rear delts as much as I can in most back movements, just because I feel my rear delts are lacking in terms of hypertrophy strength. And it's an overall great corrective exercises because most people kind of have like that interior shoulder roll. Chest is usually dominant. We're always on our phones. We're always typing. We're always crunched over either studying. And so the rear delts, by strengthening them, you automatically work on opening up your posture and increasing your length and just overall healthy for the shoulder girdle.
Okay, check this out, guys. For all you OGs out there, do you or do you not recognize this platform? This is where it all went down about 5 months ago, the bicep tear. First day stepping back onto it. I think I'm a little traumatized still. We're gonna do some inverted rows to failure. Hopefully the bad jujus have been exercised out of this.
And so we're back on the platform here where it all happened. This is exactly where I tore my bicep, and there are different platforms in the gym. And so I had no need to use this, but I felt like it was fitting that the first time I stepped back onto this platform was also the workout that I record. Next exercise was the hammer machine row.
On my last set, I do double overhand.
I like this one because you can place your hands in different angles. So you see, I like to place it on double overhand. Again, just to target those rear delts. Anything I can to incorporate rear delt movement or activation, I am all for it. Rear delts are kind of neglected in the gym. For $1 a day, you can support someone's rear delts.
All right, next exercise is V-bar pull-ups. 3 to failure. I haven't done a pull-up, and so y'all gotta witness the first attempt since injury. And since we're doing it to failure, we can do one and call it a set. One more. Oh, no. What was that, 5.5? Count it. I'll take it. So I always start off at the bottom of the movement, stretch the lats, pull up as far as you can, and then go all the way back down. A little kip at the end there, don't call me a cheater.
So you've already noticed that the theme of this workout is hand placement, right? This one so happens to be a V-bar pull-up, which is kind of the love child between your typical chin-up and a neutral grip pull-up. So it's kind of in between those two. And the way it works is a pull-up, ones where both your hands are pronated, have less bicep activation. Your neutral grip pull-up is kind of somewhere in the middle, and then your typical chin-up has the most bicep activation. I managed to get about 5, which I was very happy with. Like I said in the video, I hadn't attempted a pull-up since injury, and I typically only get anywhere from 8 to 12 with the weight that I'm carrying on my body. Once I surpass that and it's easy for me to do, I usually just add weight and stick to that range anyway. So I don't know, or I don't necessarily know the max amount I was able to do prior to, but I'm happy with 5.5. I think towards the end it turned into be like 4.5. Still works great. For the next exercise here were cable pullovers.
Just grab yourself a cable on a pulley machine, bend over and arch your back like someone's about to pleasure you from behind, and just bring it down, contracting those lats.
The only thing I have against this exercise is the position that it puts you in. Again, very vulnerable position. If you have a friend in the gym, ask them to spot you just in case someone runs up from behind and catches you off guard.
Ooh, feel it. All right, last exercise. Rope hammer curls to failure.
I think it was a set to failure here. I don't know how many I got. I just went off to where the fatigue, that sting came in, and it definitely happened on the right side more than it happened on the left. And that's it. That's day 3. Nice and easy, short. I feel like at this point, pulling the amount of weight that I was pulling, being able to do pull-ups, the fatigability I have for certain exercises is exactly where I want to be. I'm not testing my maximal strength on the deadlift, so I don't necessarily know how much I can do compared to my maximum prior to the injury. I don't intend on finding out anytime soon. I don't need to know my max as of yet. I'm slowly building up to it. So I think 4 plates, 5 months out of injury is decent. And so I'm content with the stimulus I'm giving my body. And I feel like the weight on the bar is enough to elicit an endocrine response that is conducive to growth and health. And so I'll see you guys on the next video, which will be the second push day in the week, which will be more focused towards chest. Up until then, thanks for catching this vid and for all the support you guys are giving me. I will catch you on the next one.